BuZZZ, it's Ron. Thanks for joining me. Hey, it's been like 3 weeks since I've been on, so I got some recent finds today. And I did want to tell you about the Flaming Groovies concert real quick. It was pretty awesome. They were hard and heavy. You know, they dabbled in a lot of different styles. You know, the lightweight pop, the psych, the heavy rock, and it was mainly overall heavy rock, and really cool. The only complaint I would have about it is they had it turned up a little bit too loud. Even Chris Wilson mentioned that it was a bit loud, but yeah, my ears rang for like 24 hours after that show. I probably should have took some earplugs, but yeah, they did feel a whole lot better by the Birds. That was really good. And when they did Teenage Head as an encore, man, that was like the highlight pretty much. Amazing. They did Shake Some Action. Really cool. I was able to meet the guys before the show. I got my record signed. Only Cyril Jordan and Chris Wilson were there. The rhythm section wasn't there. But they were really nice, and I talked to them for a while. I found out that it was the first time they'd ever played in Arizona. So that was pretty amazing to hear that. And I found out the bass player, George Alexander, he lives down in Tucson. So he was probably instrumental in getting them up into Phoenix finally after all these years. But pretty awesome show. And they also gave me a sticker, Flaming Groovies sticker, that's pretty cool. So, you know, this band opened up for them. They're a local Phoenix, Arizona band, the Rebel Set. Sort of garagey, surfy, retro sound. This record came out about 2.5 years ago. How to Make a Monster, the Rebel Set. I thought they were better live. This sounds kind of like a bunch of demos, you know. It's not real high quality standard, but at least I picked it up, and kind of nice memento to go with the concert. Okay, what I got going right now on the turntable is collage, and I showed this in my last video, and I think I sparked some interest with a lot of people, so I decided to play side 2 of it. So that's what is on right now.
Don't let that horse eat that.
Okay, I'll get going with the recent finds. Man, I made a nice score yesterday on this one. Syd Barrett, introduction to Syd Barrett. It looked like it had been cracked, maybe played once, and then resold. It's just like mint. And I look at the used price I got on it. $13. I mean, that's like
And there were no strings.
that's under half price. That's awesome. I guess this is a limited edition record store day release from 2011. I read online 1,000 copies. So yeah, this is just a really nice package. It's got 2010 remixes. It's got the Rarity Bob Dylan Blues, which is a total jewel. And really different version of Matilda Mother. I read online it's quite different. I haven't listened to that yet, so you know, I'm just going by hearsay. But yeah, real nice package. It's gatefold. I haven't taken the shrink off, so I can't show you the inside of it. Nice inner custom sleeves. Very nice. And then I picked up this Electric Prunes live in Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden, December 14th, 1967. I have the original CD issue of this that came out, and I've always wanted to get this vinyl, and it was released in 2012, and just a really hot smoking set by the Prunes. And this is actually pretty amazing that it exists, because I guess it was recorded without the Prunes' knowledge. And I just picked this up. It just came out. It's this has been out on black vinyl, but they just did a colored vinyl issue of it, and 300 copies. So I picked this up locally. So Pretty pleased about this. Then I got the Holy Modal Rounders, 1967 album on ESP disc. This is their only album on that label. This band did a lot of different labels. They were on several different labels. So this is pretty tripped out stuff. It's a mixture of sort of rootsy folk, some fiddle music. Think of roots music, Country Joe and the Fish, a little bit of Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, and a couple of tabs of acid, and mix it all in the same pot, and you get this. Not great. They were a cult band. It's definitely acquired listening, but I think it's pretty cool. Then I got the Hassles, Hour of the Wolf, and this is their first album, 1968. And it's got Billy Joel. This is pretty good. I'd never heard these guys before, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. Then I got a top level, near mint, in the shrink copy of I Got Them Old Cosmic Blues Again, Mama, Janis Joplin. I think I got that title right. Yeah, and it's got the sticker by R. Crumb on the cover. These, I was looking online, and the prices on these are all over the place for near mint and the shrink copies like this. I saw one sell for $40, and I saw others sell for $150 plus. So it's crazy. I don't know if that was like a bunch of shill bidding going on those higher prices or what, but it's on the 362i label. Man, this is just fantastic shape. And I remember that album quite well from the early 70s. My friend's sister used to play Janis Joplin every day. And then I got this Jefferson Airplane, Crown of Creation. And this is a pretty earlier press. It's a 6S pressing. And Black Dog, RCA. After I got this home, I was comparing it to my other copy that I have in the shrink. Now this is a 21S, so it was pressed quite a bit later. And I started comparing the covers. See if I can get it. This is the earlier pressing. The color pops a lot more on the earlier pressing. This is a little more brownish of a color, and this has got more of a reddish orange. The colors are just really beautiful on the earlier cover. And also you can see the ground, and on this one it's cropped off. A little bit different on the back too. Look at the difference on Kantner's hand.
I'd like to crawl behind your eyes sometimes.
So
see me the way you do.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Or climb through your mouth.
Atlee. This is sort of heavy blues rock, 1970, and it's on the ABC Dunhill label. It's their only album, and this is pretty cool for an obscurity. Got a couple of surfing albums, Surfing Greatest Hits. And this is a top level near mint mono copy, and it's basically a sampler out of Capitol's catalog. But it's got some interesting things here. The World's Richest Surfer from the album My Son the Surf Nut, and then it also has The Monster Surfer, Frankenstein and the Dropouts from My Son and the Surf Nut. Kind of comedy surf there. This was pretty cool, a mixture of instrumental, vocal, and a little surf comedy. This is a pretty rare album here. and it is by the Dragsters. It's on the Mercury Wing label, and I think it's a white label promo, and it's stereo, which is added plus stereo and white label promo. So I got this pretty cheap for what they go for. So yeah, this is pretty good album. Some of it's kind of so-so, but other parts of it are really cool. The Sonics. Cinderella with an S. This came out in 1980. It was kind of Jerry Rosalie's comeback album. He joined the Intruders. And doesn't this guy look like Gene Simmons there? Right there in the center. Isn't that Gene Simmons to a T? And here's Jerry right here back in 1980. It's on the Bop label. And yeah, it must have been pretty disappointing for a lot of Sonics fans when this came out. I guess basically it was going to be an Intruders album, but the record label thought, you know, we're going to market this as the Sonics because otherwise it's going to go unnoticed. And he sings about maybe close to half the album here, and the rest of it is done by the band. Yeah, it's all right, but it did knock my socks off by any means. And if you read the liner notes, it's actually describing it as an Intruders album. So the liner notes don't really jive with the fact that the album is called The Sonics. Got this out of a thrift store. And this is Big Sonny and the Lowboys in Heat. And this is Jimmy Carl Black's album from the Mothers. He was their drummer, the Indian of the group, and it came out in '79. And take a look at this label. It's of a dog. Let's see. Let me juggle it here a minute. It's of a dog, and he's hiking his leg on somebody's guitar. And you can actually see the piss streaming down the floor. Pretty funny. I listened to side one of this. It was alright. There's a song on here called Acapulco Gold. They do a cover version of, yes, they got some cover versions on here. King B, Love Potion number 9, CC Rider, I Fought the Law, Do You Want to Dance, Cherry Pie, Big Legged Woman. It's pretty cool. Like I said though, I've only listened to side one of it. Okay, now we're going to get going on a little bit of UK stuff. I got the Mindbenders, Groovy Kind of Love. This is their first album after Wayne Fontana went solo. And this is a mono copy, which is cool because the stereo, I guess, is rechanneled, or partially rechanneled anyway. This is the first issue that has a song that was replaced by a single that they put out. I can't remember which track it is, but I can see why they took it off, because it's actually one of the most wildest songs on the album. So it wouldn't have appealed to the girls, you know, so I think, but actually it's actually one of the better songs that are on the album. But this is pretty good. It's got Eric Stewart that would later go into 10cc. Mixture of beat, sort of pop, garagey, Mercy beat, R&B. Very cool. Yeah, I've been drinking a little bit here, so if I'm stuttering and stammering, it's because I've got Angry Orchard hard cider in my system.
Thank you so much, and howdy. Just say it's a real pleasure to be able to
Family, 1971.
join in with us for a little bit of fun as we go along.
And side one of this is live, side two is in the studio. I liked it. It didn't knock my socks off like some couple of their other albums, but it's pretty good. Then I got Trapeze. This is an original UK copy. This is the original inner sleeve that it came with, poly-lined. This is a good album. It kind of starts petering out on side two. Side one's real strong, and then once you get quite a ways into side two, it gets weaker. But it's good. I mean, not as good as Medusa, but it's good. And then the last one I got is The Jam. And this is their second album. This is The Modern World. It's an 80s pressing. This album originally came out in '77. It's on Polydor. And this was the first band that I ever saw live. I saw them in April 1978. It was a small venue, and they opened up for Bebop Deluxe on their Drastic Plastic tour, which was their last tour. And I remember they were just loud and really hard, and people weren't getting into them. In fact, I remember Weller complaining about it, you know, saying people just need to loosen up and get into the music. But I was not into punk at that time. So, I mean, it didn't do a whole lot for me. I was there for Bebop Deluxe, but I'm glad that I saw them because I do like them. So, yeah, this is pretty awesome because this was the album that they were supporting on that tour. So, pretty glad to see those guys. Alright. That's it. Yeah, I started catching a buzz there about halfway through the movie on this thing. Cheers!